Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
The Brazilian women just protested topless for idiotic reason. What is wrong with them? Given all the legendary stories about Rio de Janeiro and Carnaval, you might not think it would take much for women in Brazil to go out in public without tops. However, what many don't know is that Brazil is actually a deeply Catholic country that takes the church's religious rules very seriously. For example, unlike in the United States, abortion is illegal in Brazil. However, it had still been legal for abortions to be carried out in cases when a woman is raped or when the unborn child has anencephaly. However, a special governmental committee was gathered recently to decide if these exceptions should remain. An evangelical pastor named Eurico da Silva, who is also a congressman, argued before the committee, to defend abortion, like it or not, is a satanic, diabolical and destructive act. His words proved to be persuasive enough, as the committee voted 18-1 to make abortion in all cases illegal in Brazil. In predictable fashion, however, the country's liberals were not happy about this decision, and in several cities crowds of women marched through the streets topless. The women chanted "Our bodies are our bodies." In the country's two largest cities, Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, the protests got so rowdy that police had to fire tear gas at the crowds. Do you think this protest in Brazil is even dumber than our protests? Women protested topless against an abortion vote. Rush has controversial idea why Roy Moore committed his sex acts. Is he right? The candidacy of former Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore, who is a strong defender of the deep value of biblical law in our society, has proven to be one of the most controversial political stories of the entire year. Moore has now been accused by 5 women who claim that he conducted himself inappropriately in a sexual manner with them when they were teenagers. Many have interpreted these allegations as being politically motivated. They might either be cooked up by establishment Republicans who want mainstream conservative Luther Strange to fill Jeff Sessions' old Senate seat, or by Democrats who want to steal the seat that has long been held by Republicans. Regardless where you stand on if the charges against Moore are true or not, radio host Rush Limbaugh had some very interesting insight about what Moore was like at the time he is accused of making the sexual advances. Stated Limbaugh on his show, "So no matter what the real stories are here and no matter what the evidence is, these guys, these people on the Republican side are making it clear they're going to prevent this guy from ever being seated in the United States Senate." He then revealed, "Did you know that before 1992 when a lot of this was going on that Judge Moore was a Democrat? You didn't know that? How about all these people now saying, 'Oh, yeah, everybody here knew about Judge Moore. Oh ho ho, yeah, good old boy, we've known about Judge Moore for a long time. While he was a Democrat. Nobody said a word. When he supposedly was attracted to inappropriately aged girls, he was a Democrat.' For what it's worth. Some people are saying this is irrelevant, and others say it's deeply important. What do you think?" Colin Kaepernick is awarded Citizen of the Year, and if you don't like it, you're a white supremacist. GQ magazine has awarded Colin Kaepernick the Citizen of the Year award for kneeling during the national anthem. They also wrote an article about him praising him like he is the next Martin Luther King. He's been vilified by millions and locked out of the NFL, all because he took a knee to protest police brutality. But Colin Kaepernick's determined stand puts him in rare company in sports history. Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, athletes who risked everything to make a difference, wrote GQ. Approximately 90 men are currently employed as quarterbacks in the NFL, as either starters or reserves, and Colin Kaepernick is better, indisputably, undeniably, flat out better, than at least 70 of them. He is still, To this day, one of the most gifted quarterbacks on earth, they wrote. And after this was published, liberals all over the media have been attacking conservatives and calling them white supremacists if they don't agree. If you are upset that Colin Kaepernick was named GQ Citizen of the Year, then most likely, you are probably a white supremacist. And I dance in racist tears like, tweeted film producer Tariq Nasheed. In this nation that we live in, it's always a beautiful thing, even if someone appears divisive, it's always a beautiful thing to challenge the culture, challenge the conscience of America, thereby reminding us of what we are supposed to be as a gorgeous mosaic that exists in the world that we live in. If there's anybody that's personified that in the world of sports, it is Colin Kaepernick, argued ESPN's Stephen A. Smith. Breaking: Krauthammer just revealed why he's been missing from Fox News. Writer and commentator Charles Krauthammer has long been one of the staples of Fox News broadcasts, peppering discussions with his intelligent insights. However, Krauthammer somewhat mysteriously stopped appearing on Fox News several weeks ago. The fact that Fox News viewers never got a direct explanation for Krauthammer's absence has fueled rumors that Charles was fired or, worse yet, that he died. After all, Krauthammer has suffered for more than 4 decades with the many physical problems connected to the fact that he is quadriplegic. In 1971, Krauthammer became paralyzed during a swimming accident while he was studying at Harvard Medical School. Thankfully, Krauthammer is alive, and he appears to be well or at least getting better. Through anchor Brett Baer, Krauthammer shared a message with Fox News viewers updating them on his condition and whereabouts. Said Charles, "Thanks to all for your cards, letters and good wishes. I am still recovering from major surgery 12 weeks ago." He continued, "I have graduated from the ICU to an advanced rehab facility to regain my strength and stamina. It's a longer road than anticipated, but the support of family, friends and kindly viewers continued to sustain me." Krauthammer finished his brief message by saying, "In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back." He concluded, "Will you pray for Charles Krauthammer as he recovers?" Shep Smith just got ripped apart for insane claim he made on TV about Hillary. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has gotten herself in deep trouble over the fact that in 2010, while serving as President Obama's Secretary of State, she facilitated the sale of the Uranium One mining company to Russia's nuclear agency. In yet another example of how Fox News Shepard Smith is clearly auditioning for a job at CNN or MSNBC, he went on a long rant on his show about how supposedly these allegations made by President Donald Trump and other conservatives are all lies. Said Smith, referencing the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, "We don't know definitively whether Secretary Clinton participated at all directly. The then Secretary of State, I should say Assistant Secretary of State Jose Fernando represented state on CFIUS. He says she did not, reporting that the Secretary never intervened." He went on, "Further, neither Secretary Clinton nor the committee as a whole could stop any deal of this kind. The committee members evaluate the sale of anything potentially related to national security. By law, if one member objects, the President and only the President can veto such a transaction. No committee member of the 9 objected," stated Shep flatly. "The accusation is predicated on the charge that Secretary Clinton approved the sale. She did not. That is your Uranium One." Shep's rant did not go over well with his viewers. Posted one Twitter user, "I normally don't tune into Shep's hour on Fox, can't stand his bias, but today while surfing channels he caught my interest. In 3MTS he argued Hillary's defense, how she had nothing to do with Uranium One and how Trump had lied about it. He has to go." Added another, "You need to get that hack at Shep News team out of Fox. He just made excuses for #crooked Hillary and is clearly a double agent. Hey Shep. Hillary took the 145M regardless of when it was sent. pay for play, you goof. Do you think Democrat enabling Shep needs to get fired for this? Mattel just made a hijab Barbie that hates Israel. Will you boycott them? It is truly sad how so many companies in the United States are rapidly selling our country's cherished heritage and traditions, all in the name of diversity. In one of the most egregious examples of this yet, leading toymaker Mattel has decided to produce a new Barbie doll in its Shiro line where the doll wears a Muslim hijab. This new doll is meant to honor Ibtihaj Muhammad, a female fencer who in the 2016 became the first woman to compete in the Olympics clad in a hijab. She was also the first Muslim American female to garner a medal, as her team won bronze in their event. Vice President of Global Marketing for Barbie Sajal Shah Miller said that the purpose of the hijab-clad doll is about embracing and celebrating Muhammad. Said Sajal, Ibtihaj is an inspiration to countless girls who never saw themselves represented, and by honoring her story, we hope this doll reminds them that they can be and do anything. You might still be tempted to think this is an inspiring story, were it not for the fact that, in real life, Ibtihaj is a vicious critic of Israel known for making hateful remarks about the Jewish state. In one of her tweets, she wrote, "IPAC is the only explanation for America's morally bankrupt Israel policy." To weblink #Free Palestine. In another tweet, she retweeted an article and wrote, "Bolivia declares Israel a terrorist state. Are you sickened that Barbie made a doll based on her for young girls?